Hi all. In this video we'll see the poetic appreciation of the second stanza of the poem Father Returning Home by Dilip Chitre. In the earlier video I talked about the first stanza of the poem. As we know, there are two stanzas in the poem and both are written in free verse. There are two stanzas consisting 12 lines each and they are not written in particular meter. So we can get here that both the stanzas are written in free verse since rhyming pairs or rhyming scheme is not there. And this is how the second stanza begins here. Home again, I see him drinking weak tea, eating a stale chapati, reading a book. Now, as the father returns home, this is how he is treated. He is not welcomed wholeheartedly by his family members, or he is served with the stale chapati, or he has to drink weak tea. But he doesn't have any complaint about the food. And there he finds time or he gets time to read the books. We know that while traveling his bag was stuffed with the books, but he was not getting time as he has to stand amongst the commuters, and the commuters are not friendly either with him. And while eating that stale chapati at home or while drinking weak tea, he is getting time to look at the books or to read some books. Then the next line or next sentence of the poem, he goes into the toilet to contemplate man's estrangement from a man-made world. Now we see in the earlier stanza the poet has used the word hurries twice in order to indicate that he wanted to get rid of that unfriendly atmosphere. But when he reaches home, there too he finds unfriendly atmosphere since his family members are not talking with him in a proper manner. And when he goes into toilet, there he finds solace or peace, and there he contemplate about the ways of the world. There he gets time to think about the society and how they are treating him and how actually they should live. Actually we should obey our elders, we should take care of the needs of elderly people, but we are not leading in a right way. That is what is depicted by poet through his father's example. And this line particularly sums up the theme of the whole poem. How elderly people should be treated. Many of the times you see elderly people are sitting in the park. They are sitting on the park benches, feeding the dogs, calling the birds by their names and all. So in the absence of company, they get the company of the birds. And when they are seen roaming on the streets, you see their lips are always moving. They wanted to say something, but they have lost the strength of their voice. They actually can they can actually tell you a lot. They can actually teach you a lot. We need to keep those people handy, within reach, and we can learn a lot from them. But here, quite contrary treatment the poet's father is getting at home. Next sentence, coming out, he trembles at the sink, the cold water running over his brown hands. As we know, the poet's father has grown old. He is quite old person and he is trembling. He is trembling due to old age and he is trembling due to the loneliness. Yeah, he is getting time to contemplate at the toilet, and when he comes to wash his hand at the basin, there he is trembling, he is shaking due to that feeling that he is alone. Though he is living with the family, he feels quite alone or lonely. That's why his whole body is shaking or trembling. Then next sentence, a few droplets cling to the graying hairs on his wrist. Poet's father is old, and that is symbolized by graying hairs, and water here signifies life. So two contrary things are mentioned here in these two sentences, that the poet's father has grown old but still he thinks about his family members and their well-beings. He still thinks about his children. Then next sentence, His sullen children have often refused to share jokes and secrets with him. How his children are treating him, including the poet. They are not taking proper care of him. Though he is a hardworking person, they are not looking after him. He is not getting solace, he is not getting peace at home. Or those bad tempered children are not sharing jokes or anything pleasant with him. So that's why poet's father feels alone, or we see monotony in the life of poet's father. Then next sentence, he will now go to sleep, listening to the static on the radio, dreaming of his ancestors and grandchildren, thinking of nomads entering a subcontinent through a narrow pass. Now we are in the final stage of the poem, and these final few lines of few sentences indicate a lot. They speak a lot, or they speak volumes. Here, he goes to sleep. He is living in a family, he is living with his family members, but nobody is talking with him, nobody is sharing secrets with him, and he finds company of the radio, and he is listening static radio. That also indicates gloominess in his life. And there too, while listening that static radio, there too he thinks about his grandchildren or next generation and his children. Yeah, he's working so hard in order to meet both the ends, in order to feed and clothe the family. And also he thinks of the nomads, how they entered Indian subcontinent. We also know that Aryans entered Indian subcontinent through a narrow pass, and to that we call Khyber Pass or Khyber Khind. So here basically he is talking about the ways of the world. Now what is our aim? Why we are leading our lives? What is the ultimate aim of everyone? To treat in a good manner the people we meet, the elders of our home. We should take care of their medicines, we should help them whenever they need anything. And they are experienced people, they will teach you a lot about the world, and we need these guides. Basically they are the guides, they are our teachers, so we can learn a lot from them. So by giving the example of his own father, poet Dilip Chitre basically here is conveying a lot to us, and this is quite apt, since as I said, we are losing a lot of morals, a lot of values, and basically this poem will make you change your ways to this poem will make you to listen to your elders and treat them in a good manner. If you like the video, if you like the appreciation of the poem, please press the subscribe button. Thank you so much. Thank you.